written saying that they are about to be attached for so much money. It was a lot of money. I think 380 million. A serious board was about to be attached. Please, can this case be expedited? Litigants write that every day. They write to court saying, please, can you have my matter heard? So we deliberated on the application on whether we should give an interim stay to stop the execution. And we were of a unanimous decision that we needed to stay because the facts of the matter revealed that the appeal was arguable, and unless stay is granted, serious board will be attached and they will have no way of recovering this money. This is one decision that goes to show timely intervention, judicial timely intervention, can save public resources, because subsequently it's public knowledge that Ireland and the directors were charged in a criminal case for corruption, fraudulent dealings and production of documents which were fake, and they were actually sentenced to so many years and fined. So I don't see what we did which was wrong in that decision. It subsequently went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court agreed with us.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I'll now move on to the documents that you had submitted. You submitted a wealth declaration. We required your last 3 declarations. You submitted only 2. Why is that?
That was an oversight. Because I saw you ask that question to my colleague, Justice Itembwe, I went back once and I read, we were submitting many documents. That was an oversight. I have the third one and I can submit.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
At the same time, you also did not submit one for your spouse.
Okay.
Would you be willing to submit that as well?
Absolutely. By tomorrow.
Now, I looked at the wealth declaration form you filed for December 2017. In the description of assets, you have an asset, you had 2 houses, one worth 10 million and one worth 8 million. I think one is 209/386/6, and the other one is apartment number E12. In the subsequent year, in the subsequent declaration, you also had another property, that is house number 148, site and service, is it Kuzet, worth 500,000. And in your current declaration, the latest declaration, there is no indication of these 2 properties, yet there's no commensurate income, but maybe you would say you disposed of them or something like that. Maybe if you could explain that for clarity.
Perhaps this is also an oversight that I need to check. Those properties are still there. Koje is a house in Meru, still there. Yes. Yes, I can update.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Orade. Commissioners and the judge, we have come to the end of this interview. Yes, Commissioner Mwilu.
Thank you. I know you are tired, my lady, but you have sat there as long as we have sat here.
Yes.
Good. Now, I need to clarify one thing from this end myself, and then clarify 1 or 2 things from that end. The first one is that, of course, this interview is being watched everywhere. and it's a permanent record. And I would not want, on behalf of the institution that we serve, to remain on record the fact that we do not have small claims courts. This country has something called ease of doing business, and which is a condition we have to meet under the World Bank standards. Under that commitment, I gazetted 3 magistrates to commence a small claims business, a small claims court in the Milimani law courts only about a month and a half ago. So that we are not underrated because of my lady, your statement.
Yeah, congratulations.
And
really
I thank
proud
you.
of this initiative.
This country
Yeah.
does have small claims courts, and we have already in Nairobi 3 magistrates undertaking that exercise, for which reason we upgraded our rating.
Great.
But for COVID, I would already have done another 2, but because of lack of movement, that has to wait until the country is reopened. At least the 5 counties are reopened, and then we are able to move and launch those. That clarification made, my lady, I am obliged to ask you this question, because as our team leader, you are the role model. When answering questions from Commissioner Majanja, you said that the matter that you had outside hours, you compared that to the midnight sittings of the Supreme Court. My lady, you and I know that we have regulations that derive from the offices we hold. And I need to mention here that first, the Supreme Court has only 14 days within which to deliver an extremely important determination. That's number 1. Number 2, for the Supreme Court to sit at midnight, as my lady said, it took the Chief Justice to authorize sitting out of and beyond hours. As is the practice, my lady will recall that when you and I were in the High Court, the Court of Appeal had occasion to make determinations and have them served to a particular sister judge of ours who was sitting up to 8-9 o'clock in the night, and the Court of Appeal overturned those determinations because the judge sat beyond hours and without authority. So the clarification I further seek following, my lord, the commissioner's questions is this, my lady. Did you establish the bench? Did the bench establish whether or not the CJ had authorized a sitting outside hours, the importance of the matter notwithstanding? Did the bench authorize that? And since you sat on the bench and you are the one being grilled, my lady, you are the only one who can answer that question.
Yes.
The third and final issue is this. When Commissioner Gishoi, and I think also, yes, Commissioner Gishoi at least, asked, or did it begin earlier, how you will resolve the problem of the 41 unappointed judges, now 40, you said that you would pick a phone and call the appointing authority. Those are my lady's words. This is my question arising from that answer, and it is this. You and I were still serving here when our immediate outgone boss stood on these stairs and told us that he had tried to make calls, and calls were neither picked nor returned. That is in the public knowledge of the people who live in this country. Does my lady have either an assurance that my lady's calls will be picked, or two, a way that will make my lady's calls be picked? Sorry, I said it was the last question. It isn't. The other one, like my brother Commissioner Macharia, I knew you when I was still in practice from your activism. Okay. Something you were very proud of during those days, and something that those of us who saw you then cannot divorce from you. You know, you hear Mother Koome, my lady, the first thing that comes to you is this. This is the girl who fought government. You fought government, and you and I have discussed this thing several times, that there were times you were just scared whether you would be there the following day. Remember? As my lady changed, as Chief Justice, is my lady going to fight government? If the answer is yes, how is my lady going to do that? And please don't tell me, don't tell us that you would now be the CJ, because activism is activism. If my lady would not fight government, whatever fight government means, and I want us to refer to the period that is in the picture right now, and which my lady explained to us. You said during the KANU, you said that. During the Moi, you said that era. You were running all over. We saw you, we heard you. So has anything changed? And would you do things in the same manner? If not, why not? If you, the first clarification was from our end to protect our work. The other three are for my lady to respond to. Okay. I thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Honorable Acting Chief Justice. I think you have clarified the last one when you said it was really not a fight, a physical one, because we were presenting ideas and arguments why we should have a constitution reviewed. We were presenting the values that are solidified in the constitution, the benefits for which we are deriving now. We were asking the government, please respect equality. Equality is a value here. Please respect human rights. Human rights cuts across this constitution. So what I was doing as the chair of FINDA was situational. That is the job that I had. That was the job description that FINDA gave me. As the chair of FINDA, please, we need to get law review where equality is respected, there is non-discrimination, women and children are protected, the vulnerable are protected, people are no longer arrested and charged with trumped-up charges because they are in a meeting. People are not arrested and detained without trial. That was defense of human rights. And I think I explained earlier in my presentation that whatever work God puts in my hands, I do it with passion. I remove all my arsenals to do that job and achieve what it is that I have to achieve. Now, as a judge, have I changed? Completely. I have changed. Because the job description of a judge is to decide cases that are before the judge, not to express any view that may compromise your decision-making ability, so that when people come to court, they ask me to recuse myself. I have to abide by the code of conduct of the judiciary. So my performance as a judge in the last 18 years speaks for itself. That was a former job. And I think many people have a former job and a new job. So this is the new job that I have. I am government. As the CJ of the Republic of Kenya, I am part of the government. I'm handing the other arm of the government. And therefore, I will engage them in finding solutions to all the problems that we have. This is our country. It's a beautiful country, capable of delivering on all fronts, social, economic, political. So we need to pull together and deliver, and making everybody understand what is independence and what is interdependence and what is service delivery. So that I would assure you, my lady, that we will work in a very coordinated approach, always the Constitution being our north, our code of conduct, the Judicial Service Commission guiding us on what to do. To resolve the 40 cases of judges that is pending, you asked me whether I have any assurance. I have none, because I don't know anybody in the executive. The closest I came to His Excellency, the President of the Republic, is when he came here on launch of the State of the Judiciary report, and we were invited at the stairs there to take a picture. So that is the closest I've come. But I know when I'm occupying this office authorizes me to pick up a call and ask to speak to His Excellency, the President. Even if it has been tried before and it has failed, I'm not the one who tried, so I must try it. And I have faith. I'm a woman of faith. I believe I will be able to explain why I want to speak to His Excellency to have a meeting. And I believe He will give me, because it's not for myself. It's not for my sake as Martha. It is for the sake of the Kenyans. And then the last one, my lady, you asked, was whether we've checked whether the CJ had authorized the sitting that happened beyond the hours. When we were in the High Court, we did not have the High Court Organization Act, and we did not have the Court of Appeal Organization Act, that now gives power to the President of the court to arrange the course list and empanel the judges. So the authority and my power and my supervisor is the President of the court. So if the President of the court has empaneled a bench and he has drawn a course list asking that I come and sit, it would have been insubordination on my part to say I will not come to court. I am a Kenyan, I'm a responsible citizen, I am a judge, I know my responsibilities in exercising my discretion. It is always to attain justice. At the end of the day, you ask yourself, what is the justice of the matter? And when I came to court and I read the file, I saw the justice of the matter was to avert a constitutional crisis, because the Constitution does not provide, if the repeat election does not happen, what happens? I saw the country going into darkness, and I said, if exercising my discretion to stay the order can save the country from a constitutional crisis.
My lady, the merits of the matter are not in dispute at all.
Thank you.
We're talking about the process. To date, maybe I could also mention here, to date, it is still the Chief Justice. I haven't seen the provision in the 2012 Acts, the Court of Appeal Administrative one, the High Court one, the Magistracy one, where it is stated that the power was taken away from the Chief Justice to authorize a sitting either on a public holiday or beyond hours. And it is still the Chief Justice who gives that. Maybe that is one of the first assignments we work on when you arrive.
Okay.
Thank you very much, my lady. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. So now we come to the end of this session. I would like to thank you, Honorable Judge Koome, for coming for this interview. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for being very open in answering the questions that were put to you by the commissioners. And let me also add that we also thank you as a commission for the work you are doing, yourself and your colleagues, judges, in terms of administration of justice for Kenyans. So we want to thank you. We also want to ask you at this point, Honorable Judge, whether you have anything to tell us, maybe something you left out and you feel that the commission needs to know.
Okay.
And after that, you can ask any question that you may have.
Thank you very much, Chair. It's been a long day, I agree. Like a good lawyer appearing to present myself and sell myself, I reflected on myself and what I would do, what strategy I would employ, what networks, what kind of leadership I would bring to the judiciary. I kept on writing notes, then I typed them, and I decided to produce a submission, which I said you'll be given a copy for record. I have spoken until I'm hoarse. Excuse me.
Maybe Frida, you can help the judge to open the
So difficult.
the bottle. Oh, okay. So, Honorable Judge, we actually had, that was brought to attention, but we felt that because we had not given that opportunity to other applicants, we didn't want to see it before. Okay. But now that you have talked,
yes,
you can submit it to us. Thank you.
Yes, I think a copy has been availed to you. It gives my strategy, what I perceive to be my role if I became to the Chief Justice. It has a rudimentary drawn strategic plan that has my vision to build a judiciary that is independent, efficient, accessible, and responsive to the aspirations of Kenyans and a true guardian of the rule of law. I put the objectives there, which I have discussed at length when I was answering questions, key objectives and deliverables, what I would do in financial management and support the independence of the judiciary, what I would do to build partnerships and enhance synergies in coordination, especially the NCAJ, which I see the collaborating body that brings all the stakeholders in the administration of justice to sharpen their skills in their service delivery, because justice is like a chain link. It is weakest at the weak point and it is strongest at the strong point. So it has to hold together, pull together, so that we can all stand to defend the rule of law. So this is the write-up. It's a submission, because I used to be a good lawyer when I practiced law.
And we assume, Judge, that a lot of those things, you have talked about them already.
They are all spoken.
But you have accepted the document. Thank you very much.
Yes,
do you have any question for us?
No, really, but to thank you most profusely. You have treated me kindly. You have done a thorough job. I've watched the other interviews. I think this is the most patient panel that has sat so long. I've appeared before, and it was, within an hour or two you are finished. So I think you are thorough in the way you have done your job. I wish you all the best. In fact, all of you are new to me as commissioners, except my brother, Justice Wasame, who I have met before in these panels. So I wish you also Godspeed as you search for the Chief Justice of this great republic. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you very much, Honorable Judge. We wish you all the best too.